Blake has his Chiefs polo on in
I just had a,
anticipation.
that's right. I was just trying to see if it's showing in the logo. I got to rep my team. Ready for the three-peat. Who's with me? Um, while we're getting started, we do also have the chat available. So with the start of the NFL season, could you guys let us know if you're rooting for an NFL team or college, who do you root for? And the chat will be available. We're going to be, since we're talking about new features, I bet you guys will have a lot of questions. So to make sure the chat's working, put your favorite football team if you have one, and then that way we know that the chat's working. Continue to use it. Go Chiefs
Or football team.
or football.
Hey, the
Any kind of.
New Orleans Saints and LSU. Those are my people. Who dat?
Go Dogs.
The chat does appear to be working.
Yes, that's good. Awesome.
We got a 12th man here in Seattle.
Mhm.
Ohio State Buckeyes now in the 20-team Big Ten.
Love it. Good. Thanks, guys, for doing this. It's encouraging because like I said, I know we'll have questions. You can always reach out to your CSM personally, but this is a good time where we can just, you know, if you have your questions, bring them up. Go Gators.
Oh, poor Gators. Tough week one.
Yeah.
Tough week one. My beautiful Texas Longhorns are traveling up to Ann Arbor on Saturday, and
Mm,
good. Texas back.
should be fun.
Okay, I got 31 people here. Let's go ahead and get it started. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Thank you for coming back to our now recurring uh, product update for the month. We're going to be looking back at our major releases from August of 2024. As always, my name is Benji Orlansky. I'm the head of customer success here at Concord. I work with all of your CSMs and support team, and also work closely with our sales team as well to make sure you've got what you need. I'll go ahead and walk through a little bit at a high level of our product. Blake, one of our customer success managers, is here to do a little bit of a demo and a high level in a more detailed overview of some of our biggest features released in August. And of course, we'll leave the chat open for questions. Let's go ahead and get started. August recap. So the biggest updates that we had for August is folders for access, or FFA. That is not an acronym you will need to use on a daily basis, but for those longtime users of Concord, you know that a lot of time our primary way of designating access to documents for a user or for a team was through the usage of tags. We've switched that to folders to give you a lot more control and a lot more flexibility and visibility into how your documents are shared internally, and Blake's going to talk about that. US and international date formats. No need for a big time demo for this one, but it is one of our most hotly requested items, especially because we have a lot of customers across the pond in Europe. We now support both US and international date formats. And then custom properties and exports. Custom properties is one of the most important features we've released overall recently. Blake loves them so much, I call him a property brother. Those are now available in your export so that you can kind of start creating more custom reporting around your daily usage, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. We'll do a little bit of a demo and then talk about what we're working on next. So let's go ahead without any further ado and get into it. Some of you may have heard this before, but there's no harm in saying it again. Concord is focused on agreement intelligence. Everything that we're going to be talking about today and in the future ties back to this idea of bringing your documents to life and capturing the value from every single contract, every single agreement, every single document that is in Concord. Whether it's importing your documents and then how we extract them using AI, tracking deadlines, and then helping you construct your budgets based on the information that we're capturing. We are leveraging the documents that you're already producing on a day-to-day basis to help you make better business decisions internally and give you more information about what's going on under your nose. So what does Concord's Agreement Intelligence do? Agreement Intelligence is not just our AI data extract feature, although it plays a major role in it. what we do is we're going to extract key terms. We're going to be expanding those key terms that we extract from your documents over the course of the rest of the year and beyond. Auto-populating third-party data so you know exactly whom you're working with every single document you upload. And then, of course, helping you collect analytics from your signed agreements. So not just renewal dates, but also what is the total contract value tied up in your agreements to then, like we said, help you budget for the year and also validate your existing budgets. What are the benefits of extracting data with AI and leveraging Concord's not only artificial intelligence, but agreement intelligence as well? Save time, of course, that goes without saying. Why type things when our fake robots can do it for you? Less repetitive data entry, similar thing. I make mistakes when I'm typing. So does everybody else here, and it takes a lot of time to make those mistakes. So reducing those and doing it quickly will result in reduced human error and greater data consistency across the board. Finally, if you're interested in leveraging Concord's agreement intelligence and our AI extract features, among other things, and that is not currently available in your account, talk to your customer success manager. Actually, as of this week, we are providing a free access to custom AI to AI extract on all accounts. So if you haven't had a chance to play around with it yourself, you'll have a chance to utilize it within your account for the next little bit here. So you can try it, give us some feedback. And if it's of value to you, do reach out to your customer success manager so we can get you on a plan type that includes it if you are not already. Okay, spiel over. Blake, I'll let you take the reins.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Benji. So again, we're going to talk about today, folders for access is the feature we're talking about. It's on your account. Same thing with US and international date formats. And then we're going to be talking about custom properties, specifically in reports. All of these features are available to you all right now. They're not plan specific. So regardless of how much you're paying us or what you're getting out of Concord, you're getting all three of these new features. I'm going to do my best to paint a really good word picture for you guys. Then if that doesn't do the trick, I can always demo it. You guys know how much I like to show what we're talking about. But first, folders for access is something extremely important for you guys to be aware of because it changes a lot about how Concord operates for the better. So if I've met with you in the past, you know I've talked about how folders grant access. This is how it used to be. Folders would grant access to documents only in the signed and the template stages. Concord used to only grant access automatically via folders to documents in the signed and the template stages. Now, folders grant access to documents in all stages. It's a more intuitive approach and it's a more straightforward approach. What that means is if I have access to a folder, let's say I have access to the NDAs folder and Benji starts a draft off of an NDA. If I have access to that folder and that template, right, if that draft is in the NDA folder, I'll have access to it. So no longer does Benji have to share each document as it's being executed with me or with other users. It's just an approach that makes more sense. But what's really important for you guys to know is we've kind of expanded on like an existing underlying idea of direct and indirect access. So we kind of expanded this concept of direct and indirect access. So what folders are doing is now they grant indirect access to all of the documents that lie within it. Indirect access means you can open up the document and you can see it and you can just like check out what's going on. You can see the comments, you can see the contents, or you can see what stage it's in. With indirect access, you won't receive notifications like when comments are made or edits are made or signatures have been added to the document. They will still show up in your deadline reminders though. So that's what we wanted to do, right? We wanted to allow people to jump into the signature process if they'd like. What direct access does is direct access, you'll be able to edit the document. You will be able to get those notifications as well. And so in order to get direct access, you will either need to click on the document and join it. You can also join documents in bulk from your inbox or just have documents shared with you. And so many of you guys have reached out and probably say like, hey, my users are saying their templates are gone because they're used to go into the new document button, create a draft start from template, and they're not in that list. But they still have access to these templates. They just need to join them. They just need to go to those templates and join them. So there's a little quick support piece there. we're really excited about the folders for access. Just it makes a more like intuitive approach to sharing documents. So if you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the chat or definitely reach out to us. We're excited about it and we're happy to share it with you. Okay, next. We have the international date formats. We're probably talking to a lot of US folks here who are comfortable with the really odd, admittedly, month, day, year format. However, we have a lot of international customers who have been requesting day, month, year, and even year, month, day, date formats. And so we've introduced a setting where each user, this is important, each user can make the change for themselves in how dates show up on their platform. So if you are, if you want dates to start showing up in a format that you're more comfortable with, one of these formats mentioned, go down to your settings in the bottom left-hand corner, and then you'll see it under your personal details, just the first page that appears. I have a question. So that's it for date format, but I'm gonna go back to folders for access because I do have a question in the Q&A. Are there plans to institute something similar to folders for access for auto joining as well? The access has been helpful, but if a team member needs to be across all agreements, regardless of who created it, joining can still feel very manual, especially since most of using Concord default to my documents. Sometimes I forget to toggle to all documents when reviewing recently signed documents. It's great feedback. I know that the last part of it. So what this person is saying is when you log into Concord, there's a new toggle at the very top of your inbox that says My Documents. So those are the documents that you have direct access to. Toggling them to all documents will show you all of the documents that you have direct and indirect access to. So there's folders, the documents in the folders. That is common feedback that we've heard. I don't have an update for you on that. However, if that's something that you guys want to see, reach out to your CSM. We'll record your feedback. The more we hear about things, the more likely they'll get changed. But this is the first time I've heard about auto joining, and I like it. So if this is something, guys, you're hearing, you agree with this customer, auto joining, switch to all documents, let us know your feedback. We need to hear from everybody who wants that in order to make those changes. So no updates for you now regarding those two requests. All right, Benji, I'm ready for the next one.
Actually, there's one more question.
Oh.
Can you go over the part again where we have users not being able to access templates? That question just came up for us internally.
Yes, absolutely. So, yes, definitely. So what people are used to, right, is to go to that from your inbox, from your home page, go into the pink new document button, and then going to create a draft and then start from template. People now with this new feature are not seeing templates that they're used to seeing. So in order for templates to show up in that section, they just need to join the templates. So find the templates in your inbox and join them. Either open them up and join them and they'll start to show up where people are familiar with, or even what I like to do, just filter by your template stage, click all of the boxes next to your templates and go to actions and join. I know, again, I'm trying to paint that word picture. Reach out to your customer success manager. We can meet with you, meet with your teams, and get that solution. It's a really, really easy fix. Yep, and we'll have a way. I'll even here. Actually, I'll just do it now. I'll paste a link now, and I'll paste a link at the end. If you want to talk with your CSM or someone with Concord, and more about these questions, just follow that link, and we can get you met up and talking with someone.
Nice.
All right, I'm ready.
Like on the date formats, this is how you can select the date format as you choose. Is there a way that it automatically defaults to certain date formats under certain circumstances?
That's a great question. So it will technically what it does is I think it defaults to whatever like your language is set to. Or if not, so most of these people are in the US, it will default to month, day, year, or at least whatever it was you were using before we made this change is what it's defaulting to. So go ahead and go into, again, settings, and it's going to be that first screen. You just have to scroll a little bit where you can change it.
Custom properties.
All right. Yes, as Benji mentioned, he calls me a property brother because this is one of my favorite features that we've released ever. So let's cover what's on the slide first. Properties that you may or may not be adding to documents are now showing up in exports. So that's the important part. If you go to, as you see in this screenshot, the very left-hand side, We see that little line graph is selected. That's the reporting tab. And then from reports, you can create these reports based on preset filters if you want. The export that you get will be like this pink box here, and they'll show all of your properties for all of your documents. It's convenient. Let's backtrack. Just I want to make sure every single person knows about properties because you can use them now and you can benefit from them now. This is what all of this agreement intelligence revolves around, is properties and AI. So with properties, the idea is we want to allow you guys the opportunity to record key information that's within your contracts. Previously, we had a tool called add a field where you could just enter in information. You could just type it in, but there weren't necessarily very many good ways to surface that data. You could open the documents and you can see at a glance the stuff that you wanted to record, but it wouldn't necessarily appear anywhere convenient on the platform. So we heard feedback from you, we built the tool, and this is the result. So first off, if you want to create properties, you can do it right now by going to your automation. Well, actually, you can do it right now by talking to your CSM and we can train you on it. But the idea is you create properties like maybe you want to collect payment terms, or maybe you want to collect a contract officer or supplier location. You can standardize these values that you can add to your document summary panel. And then not only can you standardize like what you admins are asking your users to submit, but you can even control like the field types. Like you can make the total contract value property, it has to be a currency field, or the contract officer, it has to be a multi-select drop-down option. And so once this data is filled out in your summary panel, it'll even show up not only in your exports, which is brand new and it's available for you, but it will even show up in your inbox at a glance. You can see all these properties. I hope my excitement is coming through the screen. I seriously think it's going to revolutionize the way that you're using it. If you keep coming back to these webinars, we're going to keep talking about properties because we're going to iterate on this feature that can grow into some really cool things. So seriously, it's available for you all. It's on your plans right now. If you want to learn more about it, reach out to us, to your CSMs. That link that I have in the chat is the best way to do it. All right, there we go. Excitement is over. Well, not excitement is over, but we can move on to what we're talking about next. So if you guys have AI on, if you guys opted into AI, as we've mentioned before, we are constantly adding more to AI. Soon you'll be able to pull financial terms and document types. If you may have noticed, actually document type is a new dropdown in your summary panel. And so the AI will start to auto-populate that for you if you have AI on your account. Also, we are building out the ability for AI to pull financial terms. I know total agreement value is coming first. So get excited for that. We want to expand on more meta-based reporting, right? Reports based on things like your dates or financial terms, specific things that like, the AI is pulling. We're improving the search results. We know that many of you, when you log into Concord, you go straight to the search bar. We're going to make it better for you guys. Get excited about it. All right. I know I do see some questions coming into the chat. I want to get to them. Maybe let's see what happens on the next slide. What do we have on the next slide, Benji? And then I'll see if it's a good time. Okay. Let's tackle these questions then. So first question we have here. Yeah, so this is a great question. I'm new to Concord. Could you please shed some light about Concord AI ensuring data breach of our clients' data being imported? So at Concord, data security and compliance is extremely important to us. We're SOC 2 compliant, certified, right? Not only that, like I don't have access to your documents. Concord employees cannot log into your instance and access your documents. And so we took this same priority and applied it to our AI. So first off, we have a zero data retention policy signed with our AI provider. And so they're not keeping your documents and they're not using them to train their systems. We're using OpenAI, I believe. And so, right, so we're all, the top-notch services in the industries are who we're using. And so we're all using all the redundancies and compliance measures. So that's kind of what I can say there. If you have more questions, definitely reach out to us. We can answer your like specific questions and concerns. All right. I have another question in the chat. Would love to see some kind of merging of information from smart fields into properties and key terms. I love where your head's at. because you see where we're going with this. As I kind of hinted at earlier, we want properties not just to be something where you put in data, but that kind of has whole like platform wide aspects. And so we are, I'm not going to commit to merging in smart fields and key terms and things like that, but that's what we envision. So if you specifically have like ideas of how you want that to operate, let us know. We don't just want to build things that we think would be helpful to you guys, but we want to build things that you guys would actually benefit from. So definitely reach out to us if you have specific visions on how you want it to operate. Okay, I have another question here in the Q&A. So is there
How the data
no
export.
Yeah, is there no way to download pure data in a CSV file? The report with the pink tiles requires extra work to make it ready to create pivot tables and exploit the data. So from that reports tab, we will pull that Excel file, but however, you should be able to pull a CSV file from your inbox actually. So if you were to, from your inbox, from where you're, right when you log into Concord, if you select the boxes next to your documents, all of the ones that you want to maybe pull a report on, you go up to actions. I'm doing it actually live, and then you hit export list.
Like, you want to share your screen?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll go ahead and take over and share that. All right. So as I mentioned here, and I might even show the features really quickly that I was talking about, but if you select the boxes that you want to see, you go to actions, export list. My recommendation, go to advanced export. That'll show you those properties and all the additional metadata that you want to keep track of. You can choose which file. So I hope this is the solution for you. The specific like headers being merged and things, that is feedback that we've heard before. And so I'm advocating for, maybe making even more customization. I may have I almost made up a word there. But yeah, at least you have the ability to pull in a CSV file here. Let us know, if you have additional feedbacks, what you want those reports to look like. So I have another one. Are we able to add/create document types? So what this customer is asking is the new, in the things to come section. That first one was what, the AI will be able to pull document types. And so let's see here. Let me go into last modified. So from the summary panel, this document type section is new. This is what the AI will be able to pull automatically for you. And we have a drop-down list with a bunch of document types. I don't know the answer to your question. I'm not going to lie to you. That's something more on the product side that will be able to provide that answer. However, I know that this is the first iteration and we're always improving it. I would assume yes. However, I'll make sure that the product team knows that you desire to add or create document types. Yep, absolutely. So because I have some time and I don't see more questions, I'm going to just highlight the properties feature really quick because, well, property, brother. So if you're interested in creating properties on your documents, again, that's found over here in the automations tab under this properties section. This is where you can come in and add property. Does anybody have a data point that they want me to add? What's a data point that you use in your documents that you might want to keep track of? Once someone puts it in, I want to cover the property types, the fields basically that people are using. I don't see one in the chat, so I'll just make one up here. Let's go with favorite football team. This is silly, but I'm just going to use it as an example. It's off the top of my head. So what you're able to do is you're able to provide that property name. This is where you standardize that data entry. You're prompting your user to here. That's great. Here we go. Territories. We're going to use territories. I'm a bad speller. I hope that's right. So if I choose territories, I can choose the field type. So we have a couple options. We have just a short plain text option for you. We also have a number field, a date field, and a currency field. Those are the places where you type that information in. If you don't want people to type information in, you have two drop-down options. You have a single select and a multi-select. So maybe my company works in 3 territories, US, UK, and AU. right? So we have these three areas where my company operates. And so I want to make sure my users are adding these territories. Once I've created this, I can now go back to my documents. And in the summary panel, I can go to the properties section and I can add that property. Not only can I add a single property here, I can add multiple. To kind of cast the vision for you guys, I think the best use of this is on templates to start, because as I've mentioned with templates before, everything carries over from your summary panel. That includes properties. So if you're creating drafts off of your documents, the properties will carry over. We will be releasing a bulk add properties feature here soon. But if I click it, I can add that territories property, and then I have a drop down selection right here. So I'm going to add UK. That's where this document, the territory is. So I can have multiple properties here. Let's talk about surfacing the data real quick. I know we have another question in the chat. So as we mentioned earlier, what was just released is from this reporting tab. I can pull and export here. If I open up a document, this export will show your properties in it. Even more immediately and maybe more valuable, I can add my properties as columns here. It's super cool. So if I go to this little button up there, I can go down, scroll to find territories. It now appears as a column. And so if I find that document, where did it go? Where do we go? It'll show up there. It disappeared on me. There we go. UK, the document, the UK. So as I fill those out, right, the properties will show. I can add the other ones that I've added, that I've used as well. So something really cool. I hope you guys like it. I'm going to go back to the chat. Setting frequently used document types that sit at the top of the list or recently used feature would be helpful, so I can quickly select the one I'm looking for without having to scroll or type. That's actually a feature that I just used. I think we have it. Last modified. Maybe something that you might be interested in. That's our solution to what you're looking for. That's how I organize my Concord account, is based on last modified. Also, you have a starred feature as well. If you want to keep track of them, they'll show up here. That's a personal setting for you guys to keep track of. I hope that helps. If not quite, reach out to us. And then one last question in the chat. We have specific documents that I don't see listed in the dropdown. So being able to add custom document types may be helpful. Yep, absolutely. I hear you. It's great feedback. We're going to make sure the team knows about it. Again, I'm just going to guess. Makes sense.
That makes sense.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So similarly, it's good feedback for our product team.
Yep, absolutely. So there we are. We're at the end of our presentation. Yeah. So again, I'm going to paste that link in the chat again, just for you guys to know that we're here to meet with you.
Okay.
Yep.
Last call for questions for this month's product demo. Thank you so much for the engagement. This was a good one. Okay. Well, everybody have a great rest of your day. Thanks for coming on a short week, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.